Hey, what's everyone? William Demar here, just to show you how to do some auto scaling groups today. We're going to do it the old way, which is using launch configurations, not launch templates. I'll do another video on launch templates, but for the purposes of this video, because not everyone has adopted templates, we're going to stay with launch configurations. You don't really need anything. You don't need to do the script that I'm going to be doing to see the web page. The most important part is the auto-scaling group actually works by spinning up an EC2 instance. So we'll keep it pretty basic. To begin, we just go to EC2. I'm gonna close that because I don't need to be welcome back every time. We don't have anything going on in the instances yet, which is good for us. Typically, the first step that most people do is go to auto-scaling groups. And then you would create an auto-scaling group. And then here where it says launch template, there's a button here to switch to launch configuration. You click on that. And then you'd be able to go to town. My recommendation is always create a launch configuration first. That way it's easier to just select it and move on. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go to auto-scaling groups on the left-hand side menu. Click on launch configurations. We're going to create a new one. Up here it says create launch configuration. We're going to name it my demo launch configuration, my demo LC. For the for these, you typically it doesn't really matter which one you do. I do want a T2 micro one. I think I actually may have had one AMI. If you're in the US East 1 region, you should be able to do this one 00514 A528. Is that DBC, and then 95B. 95B. If it doesn't show up, then it's not a problem. You can just pick any one that you really want, because the most important part is that the launch configuration actually is created, and then the auto-scaling group actually works. So that's the one that I'm doing here. Instance type, of course, you hit choose instance type. We want T2 micro. We can find it here, T2.micro, because we want the free tier. We'll choose it. Okay, we don't want spot instances. This is optional, obviously, but you don't want spot instances. We don't care about the monitoring for CloudWatch, because we're just doing this as a test, and we don't want the optimized EBS volume. EBS volume, we're fine. We'll take the 8 gig, not a problem. If you have a security group, I would already created, you can use it. But here we're gonna create a new one, so have create new security group selected. My demo launch configuration security group. Description, just HTTP allow. I want to remove this rule. I don't really want this rule in here, but I'm going to add a rule first. We're going to choose should be HTTP in here. HTTP is here. Anywhere, we're there. We're going to select this. We'll remove it, and that's it. Key pair, we don't want one, so we're going to proceed without a key pair. We'll acknowledge that we don't care, and we'll hit launch. We'll hit create launch configuration. All right, and now a launch configuration is created. It's specific to the region we created it in, so that's important to note. So as long as you're in the same region, we can go to auto scaling groups now. We can create a new auto scaling group. We can switch to launch configuration. We can go my demo ASG, which is auto scaling a group. You see your little drop down here. You get this little ding. It doesn't really matter. You hit next. VPC, we want the default VPC, of course, and then we'll take the first one in our list here. Okay, and that's really it. All right, and then we'll hit next. We don't care about the load balancer. Health checks, yeah, sure, we'll take it. And enable group metrics. No, we don't want group metrics. Desired capacity. So here we want one. We always want one. Your minimum is the minimum number of instances will always be running. How many you want, but the maximum capacity is what's the limit? So if a health check fails, how many more do you want to spin up? In this case, we only want I want two. No, we'll do one. Sorry, we'll do one. I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to pay for this. You can set it to 2, and then 2 would be created though. But for this purpose, just for testing, we're gonna put 1, 1, 1, and 1. We don't care about the scaling policy, and we don't care about scale protection. Yeah, hit next. Notifications, no. Tags, we don't care about, although it's for filtering only. It doesn't affect the overall functionality. So I'm just double checking some things here. Make sure the right launch configuration. I mean, that's where everything comes from, right? So we hit create auto scaling group. Now it will go through the creation process. It's updating capacity, which means that in about 2 minutes, there will be a instead of instances, there will be an actual thing here. Now, for those who are maybe doing a class, I do videos for my actual students. You had a script that you should have inputted, and that is actually done in the optional stage. So while our instances are being updated, for those who are students, if you go to launch configurations, we should be able to actually edit the. We'll do we'll create one. I'll show you where it was. So if you have the script that you were supposed to run, you would have put that in the optional section, which is up here. Additional configuration, you hit advanced details, and then you would be able to post the user data right here. And then you would post it there. And I'll actually show you that just for funsies. We'll wait for our instances to be created though. All right, we have one pending. So we know that our auto scaling group works. And then how you test this is actually, once this is provisioned, you terminate it. If you terminate it, it should come back. So it comes in the region that we wanted it in. It's pending. It is creating. So our auto scaling group does work. Says it's running. And then we'll give it an extra minute here. And then we'll go to, we'll highlight that, go to terminate instance, I don't care. And then you will see that it will try to terminate. It says shutting down. Just give it a minute, and then what will happen is this will go away, and then a new one will come back up, and it'll say pending. And how you know this is actually true is you go to auto scaling groups, and there will be people yelling in the background. I have bad kids, unfortunately, so they're starting to yell a bit more. So give them some time to calm down. But if you go to your auto scaling group, which I just did, and you go to activity, you see that something it failed, and then this thing was canceled because I terminated it as it was building, and there should be something else that says launching here in a second. Give me one moment. All right, and then you see the pre-initial service is now launching a new instance. So it detected that I terminated the instance, and now it is creating a new one. So we go back to instances, and then refresh. We see another one that says pending. So our scaling group does in fact work. And again, if you were wanting to do like the built-in web server, all you had to do was when you create just do the exact same steps, but when we go to launch configurations, when you create a new launch config, if we do one that says, hold on. Okay, you would do a new one. What we say with HTTP, the AMI. You can just pick one. Doesn't really matter. Your instance type. Again, we want T2 micro here and here. And then in your optional config, you would go to advanced details, and then you paste your script here, which I have one that says hi YouTube. And then that's it. You would save it, and then you would do the exact same steps we just did, and you'd have a web server. Really straightforward. It took us what, maybe less than 5 minutes. Most of that's just waiting for the instances to start up. So that's that. As far as like the modifying the launch configs, you typically would make a copy of it, and then just it would go to the next page there. And if you want to see the details of it, of course, you would just go. You would pull this page up here, and then you get all the resource details about it, like the storage. Of course, the user data is empty. And if you wanted to edit it, you would have to copy it and create a new one. So that's it. And we'll make sure that our instance is now finally running, and then you go. So that's autoscaling groups in a nutshell. And again, if you had to do the web server part, because you're part of the class that I did this for, just paste the script in that launch config box in the extra details. So that's all I got. Until next time, though, I am out.